Start your business for the freedom of time. Now you're tired of the hustle and grind. There's gotta be a better way. It's time to listen to Chill and Prosper. Welcome to Chill and Prosper. You're ready to chill and prosper with Denise Duffield-Thomas.
Hi, it's Denise here, and welcome to another Ask Me Anything episode of Chill and Prosper. I love doing these episodes, especially since I always think I've just run out of things to say, even though, of course, I haven't. But I love getting the questions in to see, like just what people are dealing with, what people are struggling with, and also what they think I can help you with. So if you have any questions, you can always send them to me. You can email them in. Just put, AMA, and for them to add to the list the next time. All right. So we will often go into some pretty random kind of places, but this one is definitely about like confidence and plateaus and mindset, as well as a couple of random ones as well. But the first question that comes in is about making money in different industries. It says all the coaches I see online making big impacts and income are the business and life coaches, not health coaches. My biggest block is not knowing how this is all connected with my relationship with money. Like, is it a money mindset thing, or is it, I guess an industry thing? And I see this question come up a lot, like in Money Boot Camp, because people will say, oh, is it just like business coaches in here? Or is it, just people who are teaching people how to make money? And it's not. We have people from all industries in that group, from the spiritual industry, dog walkers, teachers, everyone you can think of in lots of different countries. But here's the thing, I think that the business coaches are sometimes better at, right? Sometimes they're better at marketing and visibility, and also like that, like the benefits, and so I talk about this in my book, Chill and Prosper, where I say about using money language in your marketing can work in so many different industries, but it's like that priceless result, and investing in your health, and like what you like spending money on your health for like future investments. Or using that money language can be very powerful in any industry. But also the thing that any industry can look at is how you can leverage your income, right? So if you just have a practice or a service business and it's one-to-one, then the way that you can increase your income is see more people or increase your prices, right? And I find that people get very stuck at a certain point. They burn out and they can't see any more people. So in every industry, you do have to be a bit creative to see how can I leverage my time and energy here and my expertise. So that is writing a book, creating courses, creating group coaching programs, maybe doing licensing or royalties or affiliate stuff, affiliate partnerships, products, subscription models. There's so many different add-ons. And of course, you have to look at what works for your industry, but you have to be creative and you have to be proactive in that, to say it's okay for me to diversify and it's okay for me to try different things. And I find that some industries are more open to it than others. Some health coaches, they've been really trained that they can only make money in one way, and it's not. You can diversify, you can leverage your expertise in different ways, but you have to give yourself permission to do that. That it's okay for me to do this. Even like, you think telehealth, like that was before pandemic, so many practitioners were so reluctant to do it because it didn't feel real. But like we saw that some people need it, and there's lots of people who don't have access to someone in their town. Some people like learning information from books or from courses more than one-to-one stuff. Some people like learning in group settings. So be proactive and be creative, okay? Because that's what I think business coaches are better at, is finding out how to do all those things, because they go to conferences where they learn how to do all those things. And some industries, it's a bit frowned upon. So you have to kind of be the pioneer. Great question to start with. Okay, so the next question is it okay to consolidate part of your business and focus on one? How do you know when? Well, yeah, absolutely, because it's very tempting, if you're good at a lot of things, or if you have people asking for a lot of things, to really stretch yourself thin and to diversify. And like I would absolutely be guilty of this myself, where so many people would say, like I could run a business on marketing or mindset or law of attraction or manifesting or attracting your soulmate. It'd be very easy for me to like go, ooh, 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 all the things I'd like to do. But you have to sometimes say no to that. And you do have to focus because you can stretch not only your own energy and bandwidth, but you can confuse your audience. And then they don't know how to refer people to you. They don't know how to send you business because you're doing so many things. Okay. So it's absolutely okay. Even if you're good at it, even if people pay you money, even if it's something you enjoy, but you just want some more bandwidth, that's okay to consolidate. And how do you know when? There's no good reason. Like there's no good time. Sometimes people do it when they're forced to, but I really like to see ahead and go, I'm going to make this change now for future me. So, totally up to you. Okay, this is a juicy question. Do you still feel yourself growing in your business or have you plateaued? I feel like I've plateaued these last 5 years. I think it's a really juicy question. And to be honest, it's not yes and no. Like I feel like like I know what I'm known for, I know what I'm good at, and I can sometimes feel the itchiness, itchy feet in that. When sometimes you just think, I'm just gonna blow it all up and just start a new random business. I feel like I haven't had that for a while. And so sometimes that can feel like I'm stagnating. But in like the real world, you think of some companies have sold one thing for like hundreds of years and they've barely deviated from that. And yet, I've been in business like, I don't know, 12 years or something, and I still have done lots of different things. So it's okay to like think long term. I think sometimes what happens though is that we feel like everyone has seen what we have to offer, and that can feel like we're stagnating. Sometimes I'll be like, oh, everyone knows about money mindset. And then I'll get a new person in money boot camp and they're like, oh my God, I've never heard of this before. This is brand new information. And then you go, oh, cool. But also knowing that I don't have to get all of my personal growth through my business. Like it's not the same. Let me say this. Like, even though I teach money mindset and I hold space for thousands of people in money mindset, that's not me doing my money mindset work. I have to do mine separately because I need someone to hold space for me. So it's not the same. So I get my juice in other areas because my business doesn't have to be the provider of the juice for me. My business is not for me. I mean, it is for, for income and all that kind of stuff. But my business, like, purpose is to help people. So that doesn't have to personally excite me every day because it doesn't some days. Sometimes I'm like, oh my God, what am I going to say on this bloody podcast that I have to do? So it's like separating myself from my business and seeing my business is a vehicle to help people and to make money for me and my family. And what do I need in my life to get some of that juice? And so I love learning. I love reading books. I love doing craft. I love going to ballet, and I'm getting so much personal growth out of going to ballet and challenging myself to learn new things because I felt like even now at ballet, sometimes I'll learn something and I go, oh my God, this is so hard for me to learn this. It's more than I learned when I was 16. So I can't rely on muscle memory. I have to learn this for the first time. And it stretches my brain in a way that probably my business doesn't stretch my brain as much. But that doesn't mean I have to quit my business because it's sometimes a little bit boring to me. That makes sense? So it's okay if you feel like you plateaued. Like, where do you want to have that growth edge? Inside your business, outside your business? You can choose. It's a good question. Okay. How can one overcome feeling like it isn't good enough or a failure with every step that needs to be taken is unmastered or unknown? Well, let me talk about ballet again because this is a perfect thing, right? So I did lots of dancing as a kid, loved it, such a part of my life, brilliant. But then as an adult, it became really hard to find adults classes. I'd go to, like the token adults class and it'd be, it'd be crap. But anyway, I found an adults dance studio recently. I started doing ballet about a year ago again. And like I signed up for the intermediate class and it was like definitely challenging for my brain, just getting that body and brain working together. And then I thought, I'm going to go to the advanced class as well, just to stretch myself. And I hated it for the first couple of weeks. I I just felt so uncoordinated and oh, like a failure. It really, really sucked. And I felt like it wasn't my ego. It was just like, ah, this is so hard. I don't like it. I don't like being bad at this. And so I was going to go to my teacher and say, look, I've made a mistake. I'm in the wrong class. I'm just going to quit. But then that lesson, I just like mastered one tiny thing. And I was like, oh, that felt good. Maybe I won't quit. I'll come back next week. And next week I mastered one tiny little thing. And it was such a small increase. But it was enough for me to go, oh, if I keep coming back, I will get better at it. And doing 4 classes a week, I improved much quicker than if I did 1 class a week. Ah, funny that. So it's like the repetition of it you will get better. And the way that I got better is by going to class. That's it. There was no other secret to it. I wasn't just going to get better by myself. It literally came from going to it. That being said, though, it's okay to quit some stuff. Like it's okay to quit if you're not enjoying it and you're not seeing any progress and it sucks. I was enjoying it, but it was hard. So it felt like I don't hate this. I do want to be better, but it was hard. So it's okay to be a failure. It's okay to be bad at stuff. What can you do then to get better? How can you get better? And that's you hire someone to help you. You can shortcut your success. You can get someone to do private lessons. Every time I do a private lesson at ballet, which happens, if I'm the only person in the class, having someone just be like, put your foot here, and having a great teacher who's not like yelling at you and going, you suck, but going, hey, do this and you'll improve. It's like, oh, cool. So we're not always just naturally good at stuff, and that's okay too. It really is. Okay, cool. Let's take a quick break, and then I've got some more questions coming up after this short break. See you in a sec.
It's your time and you're ready for the next step. It's your time and you're ready for the next step. It's your time and you're totally ready for the next step. So many times we are waiting for the perfect moment, for all of the green lights, or for someone else to tap us on the shoulder and say, you're ready. But it has to come from inside you, and you can declare yourself ready now. Put your hand on your heart and try it with me. It's my time and I'm ready for the next step. If you know deep in your heart, even if you're scared, that you're ready to let go of some of your money fears and finally profit from your skills and talents, it's time to get to work. Your next step is to come and join us in Money Bootcamp. You can work with me as your money mindset mentor and join our beautiful community so you can really give yourself permission to make money and change the world. Click below to find out more, but don't wait any longer. Come and join us today. We're ready for you, and it's your time and you're ready for the next step.
You've got to look at what's happening in your life and your income and your finances, and what is a sabotage. So if one of your sabotages is unnecessary spending, or not opening your credit card statements, or getting into debt, or whatever it is, then having a budget could be like really, really necessary for you. Okay. And there were times in my life, especially in my early 20s, where I would regularly go over my credit card or my overdraft because I just wasn't aware of how much things cost. I wasn't aware of when my credit card went out. I just didn't pay any attention to it. So I really did need to look at those things. There's been times where I've saved up for things, right? And so I've had to then go, you know what? I'm not going to spend it on here. I'm going to spend it there. But as I said, I think tools can be so great for this. So I use an app. It's called Rollo or something. And it syncs with all my bank accounts, and then you can categorize things, and it just does it mostly automatically. So I wouldn't say I look at it all the time, but like once a month I'll go in and it's just like, oh, what are we spending on that? And it's actually, for me, it's not so much about keeping to a budget and restricting my spending. It's actually finding leaks, finding money leaks, where I'll see something and I go, oh, that should have been from the business account, not from the personal account. Oh, I need to make a claim for that. Or I go, oh, we've got, I forgot that we had 2 different pet insurers for our dogs. And I was like, I wonder if we could save money if we consolidated that to the same company. Like, seeing, oh, that insurance premium has gone up a little bit. I wonder if we call them if we could get a discount. Like, that's what I use the budgeting thing for, is finding those little money leaks, because they do have a way of adding up, or going, oh, like, what's that fee for? Also finding fraud. Like, I was like, oh, look at all these Uber things. And actually, it was a fraudulent company. They just had Uber written on there. So that's why my accountant didn't pick it up, because I was traveling. They just thought, oh, she's getting lots of Ubers, but actually I'd been hacked. And so, like, my thoughts on a personal budget: do you need it? Do you need it? What do you need it for? Because it can be very, very healthy just to know what's coming in and out. I think it's really good to pay attention to your money and see where you can improve. I just don't personally, like, I don't restrict myself, but there are times where I've definitely, had to, for different reasons. So yeah, and there are a lot of great resources too, books and groups about if you need to be more frugal, or if you want to retire. There's so many different groups around things like that, or how to save money groups. It's totally up to you and what your priorities are. It really is. Okay, so probably a little bit of a last question on this one. I reckon it's a bit of a long one. Would like to hear you talk about what it was like to create your own niche and pioneer a new type of business with your money mindset focus. My business is like this, and it feels so slow growing because I have to educate customers on what I offer, and I'm still engineering things for myself on how to run things, as I don't have any examples. Yeah, I think that's a really great question, because when I started talking about my money mindset, I did feel like it was quite new, and there weren't that many people talking about it. So I actually had to write a lot of things about, like, what is money mindset? What are money blocks? And so you can start with the real basics of that, of, like, if you feel like you're educating people over and over again, like, create a couple of posts of, like, the real basics of, like, what is this? What is that? Because that will be really great for SEO when people are, like, messaging, like, what is that? But also, just, like, helps you from having to repeat that over and over again. And yes, sometimes it can be slow, but what I find though is finding those little niches that are more receptive to it. Okay, so with my money mindset stuff, money blocks, like, there were definitely like, places that were very, very receptive to it, and very industries that were, like, hungry for that information. Okay, and so, and some that weren't. And I'll try and give you an example, even just, like, talking about mindset in general. I found that, like, if I went into entrepreneurial groups, most of them were just like, oh my God, tell me more. This is so exciting. If I went into, like, corporations talking about mindset, even in, like, general terms, I'd get a lot of, like, what? This just sounds made up, different like, age groups or personalities. You've got to just find and experiment what works for you. What I'm doing now, though, now that it's a much more saturated market, people are much more educated about money mindset, I'm trying to find the industries where it's still fairly new. So that's why I'm, like, going and talking to, like, dance studio owners, and also, like, challenging myself. What would be money mindset issues for dance teachers? What would be money mindset issues for natural health practitioners? I went and spoke to like, a group of people who are, like, builders, construction builders who have their own construction firms. Like, what are the money mindset issues that they would have? So it could be that you find something that is, like, a bit more universal and take it to people who don't know, or people who are super hungry for it. And I would say about creating your own niche, the thing that I did really well early on, I created a lot of content. I was, like, making videos every week, I was writing, I was sending out those newsletters, posting on social media every day. Guess what? The same stuff I do now, but it was, like, just doing the work, like, pitching myself for podcast interviews. Let me come and talk to you people about money mindset. Let me talk about money blocks, creating all those opt-ins. And now when I get stuck now, I'm like, go back and I have a look at the stuff I created. I was so prolific because I had to be. And maybe if you don't have the audience yet to create a lot of group programs and stuff like that, create some one-on-one, create one-to-one coaching. And that's a good way to get an income as it grows so you can sustain, like bigger programs, bigger courses, a book, etc. It's just doing the work, really. It is one by one by one. And that's how you grow anything, isn't it? All right. Well, thank you for joining me for this AMA. It was a really fun one. And I've just got one little thing to say after this last break.
The Lucky Bee community has by far exceeded my expectations. I am overjoyed to be in a space where it's acceptable to have high standards and to love things being done well. That was a big win. Since joining boot camp, I have spent 3.5 months with my mom and stepdad, helping them on their organic and biodynamic vineyard in Greece. I got engaged. I'm currently planning my first class wedding with my now fiance. I am creating a whole new structure for my business, which I'm very excited about, and doing the work in boot camp has given me the tools and the space mentally and the support in the community to take this time out for myself to redo things in a way that are more sustainable and honor my needs. I have a chronic illness that is not going to go away, and I really have to rearrange my life for. I've organized and edited so many areas of my house, and continuously every day I have this mindset of, as I move through the day, every single part of it, I'm like, what can I up level? What's working? What's not working? And I just love having this space where everything I do, I can make a post and I'm celebrated for it. And it feels really, really good. I think we all need spaces where we can be celebrated and where there's free from drama and negativity and being sold to and told what to do, and where you're just supported to do what's right for you and celebrated for it. And that's what I found in the Money Bootcamp course and community.
Hey, and welcome back. So a question I get a lot is, how did you get started investing in musicals? So I just wanted to finish this one up. And it's not even about how I did it. I literally saw someone else investing in a musical and went, oh, that sounds cool. How do I do that? And he was like, oh, you just contact this person and you invest in it. And I went, oh, cool. And so I feel like this is a really perfect thing for my final thought, because when you see people doing things, you can just buy into anything. Like, you can create anything that you want, right? And there's usually no secret behind it. I didn't have to get specially selected to invest in musicals. I didn't get specially invited to go to Richard Branson's private island when I went there a couple of years ago. I joined a mastermind who went there and I paid to do it. So I think anything that you see other people doing, you can do that for yourself as well. If you want to invest in musicals, you can invest in musicals. Yes, things like that take money, but there's so fewer gatekeepers than you realize. If you just decide you want to do something, you can do it. You can. Why not you? So yeah, that's my final thought. Anything that you want to do, you can beg, buy, borrow your way into it. Why not? Why not you? Yeah. Okay. Have a great week. And if you have any questions, send them over to me for the next AMA. But thank you for joining me on this episode of Chill and Prosper. Take care. Bye.
Start your business for the freedom of time. Now you're tired of the hustle and grind. There's gotta be a better way. It's time to listen to Chill and Prosper. Welcome to Chill and Prosper. You're ready to chill and prosper with Denise Duffield-Thomas.